Well, this wasn't on my bingo card. When Nintendo held their Nintendo Switch 2 hardware and software reveal back in May of this year, a lot of us, including me, were expecting them to reveal a certain game, and that was a brand new 3D Mario game. 3D Mario alongside the 3D Legend of Zelda games are the big, high-budget releases that showcase Nintendo's brilliance. From 64 all the way to Odyssey, every single 3D Mario game has received universal acclaim from critics and fans alike, and even if there's a general consensus that can be agreed to which games are at the top amongst them, I can guarantee you that any fan can have a vastly different ranking of the 3D Mario games. And with Odyssey being the last 3D Mario game released back in the launch year of the original Switch in 2017, it's been 8 years, Nintendo. We can't wait to see what you've got to show us for this new, leaked, rumored, open-world, massive, sprawling 3D Mario game. Oh, this isn't 3D Mario. Color me surprised. Although there were some loud minority cries over the internet being upset over no new 3D Mario game, I was extremely happy. I recognize the art style of the 3D Mario team, and since 2023, I've been getting into the Donkey Kong series. So as a very new fan, yeah, I was hyped. I tried to stay away from the trailers to go in as blind as possible, so on the game's release day, I actually had a flight that day, so that's how I spent the opening hours playing Bananza on a plane. But now, you might be thinking, if the 3D Mario team is making a 3D DK game, what are they going to do to make it different? Well, I'll try and demonstrate their thought process. DK is a big monkey. Big monkey means strong. Strong breaks things. Yes, DK breaks things. Everything. So put your seatbelt on, because we're going to destroy a review of Donkey Kong Bananza. Not literally, I don't have the time or patience to do so. The idea to make a 3D platformer about DK came from a rather unconventional prototype. They actually placed the big hands from that one boss in Odyssey, you know, that boxing statue one, onto a Goomba, and I liked it. Switch out the Goomba with DK, and you get Bananza, a game where you can destroy everything. Technically, almost everything, since there are some unbreakable objects, but normal materials such as dirt, trees, stone, rock, gravel, whatever's in your way, nothing is an obstacle anymore. But you may be wondering, if you can destroy everything, where is the challenge, the hurdles to overcome? Good question. 3D platformers always have tons of collectibles for you to find. And if you're given the opportunity to destroy everything, where is the challenge? Now, I don't know how these guys at Nintendo do it, but they've made some of the most creative platforming challenges work around this destructibility. In-game, you've got gold to collect, since this has mining game core deeply rooted in its base as one form of in-game currency, fossils to unearth that give you new cosmetics to give you different buffs, and the main one, the oh so sweet never gets old. Anyways, these Banandium Gens, as they're called, upon getting 5, give you a skill point that you can use on the skill tree, and that's where you can upgrade DK. Let him surf on terrain he's picked up, let him punch through tougher material, and give him sonar hands. Did I read that right? Do monkeys have the ability to have sonar capabilities? Well, I don't know, I'm no biologist, but having this upgrade path, oh man does it open up the world in so many ways. You can now dart, jump, roll, double jump, surf, use the terrain in so many ways. It gives you the incentive to keep exploring, to find every single banana and fossil, to collect them all. And there are more movement options because thanks to the power of music, with DJs giving their fire mixtapes for DK to listen to, he unlocks Bananza transformations, transforming DK into Kong-infused animals. There's the basic Kong Bananza, but he can also turn into an ostrich and a zebra too. Like, these designs are so cursed, but they're so raw. Goes hard. And yeah, these transformations give DK boosts like flight and speed, punch harder, and so many options. There are also 2 other transformations. I'm not gonna spoil them, but if you're a DK fan, you can probably guess which animals they'd be. And that's the goal of the game. Destroy, collect, upgrade, beat a hilariously easy boss, and move on to the next layer. Repeat. The game loop works so well. But what fun would this loop be without an equally engaging world? First, this is the first major Switch 2 game, and I mean, I don't think it's a true technical showcase in terms of graphical fidelity that the console can pull off, as most of that power went into the destructibility of the game, but the art style of this game is just delightful. Every layer has this beauty to it, from the rolling hills up hilltop layer, the beautiful and life-filling lagoon layer, or even a literal club No, I'm not joking. The latter half of the game, not going to say much on it, but there are some genuinely incredible moments and set pieces that really show the beauty of this vast underground area the big Kong gets to explore. There are so many NPCs, the little eel dudes, underground monkeys. Who knew there could be so much life thriving underground? Elevating this is also the soundtrack. DK music has always been one of its trademarks, and it's no different in Bananza. From the eerily quiet sounds of the Divide, an absolutely magnificent piece, to the battle theme in the challenge rooms. Alright, challenge rooms. There are many of these scattered around the layers, puzzle challenges, combat challenges, and fun bite-sized levels. But amongst these challenge levels, there are 4 throwback levels, and those levels are just some of the things that this game does to not just honor DK's legacy, but to honor the developers behind what made DK the gaming icon he is, the devs of the original Donkey Kong Country games, Rare. This game is so Rare coded. We've got the original first Donkey Kong Country level as a throwback stage, and a hauntingly good Sticker Bush Symphony remix in another throwback stage. We get to see Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong both referencing the canon events that happened in the Donkey Kong Country trilogy. Rambi, Cranky Kong, the tutorial area, Ingot Isle Cave-In is basically a whole reference to the original arcade game that marked the debut of DK. Then there is also the whole story with Pauline, who acts as DK's companion throughout the game, and if you've noticed, I haven't talked about the story in this video. Why, yes, it's pretty simple, but it does enough to highlight another factor that's always been present in DK, and that's the partnership between the cast. Similar to DK and Diddy, Diddy and Dixie, or Dixie and Baby Kong, Pauline's dynamic with DK is beautiful. The idle animations that progress with the game, her dialogue with DK before they sleep, while at first doesn't strike you much, in the end just becomes and grows as one of the best partnerships in gaming. But back to the respect to Rare. These Fractone NPCs just look like something Rare would have created back in the day. And then the ending. You've probably heard about it, but this ending really is that good. It pays its homage in the best way possible, and yo, let me tell you, I've played my fair share of video game endings, and I don't think I've played an ending sequence that is as good or hits as much as Bananza's does. Incredible stuff. Really. They also recently released the DLC 2 weeks ago, and although people are pretty mixed on it, I personally loved it. Yes, I am very disappointed with the lack of stuff to do on DK Island, but Emerald Rush is a pretty fun addition and highlights the depth and capabilities of Bananza's movement system. Also, whoever at Nintendo designed this, I can't even call it a puzzle. It's not a puzzle. There's no clear indication of how to solve it, and I don't know how it got solved so quickly. Only a guide could save me. Anyways, yes, you at Nintendo, I hope you feel proud of yourself, because I'm not. So, in a year as good as 2025, I do think Bananza stands proud and tall amongst the other heavy hitters this year. In fact, I would also say that Bananza is actually one of the best games that have come out of Nintendo. Might actually be a top 5 Nintendo game of all time for me, in my opinion. It really is that good. And how could I forget to talk about the Bananza transformation music? Just listen to this and you'll be sold on getting Bananza as we transition to the end of the video. With that, welcome to the end of the video. I thank you for watching all the way to the end of this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it. I'll be talking about DK Bananza in a future video at some point regarding its ending sequence, of course, but that's gonna be a while until then. So, to end things off, I'll say that next week I'm going to be making a video on one of this 3D Mario team's earlier games, which also happens to be one of their finest works. So I guess I'll be seeing you in another galaxy next time. With that, Storm out.